Welcome to a Stone and McCarthy video. This video is a preview of the May employment report, which will be released on Friday morning at 8:30. Our estimate for payrolls is up 155,000. This follows a gain of only 115,000 during the month of April and compares to the prior three-month average of 176,000. Our forecast is almost identical to the Bloomberg and Market News median forecast of 150,000. We believe that employment will not be as strong as the prior three-month average for two reasons. First, we believe there's still some residual weather-related payback to impact on the May numbers. And second, the timing of the survey for May it's always in the 12th of the month, the week that includes the 12th of the month, or the pay period that includes the 12th of the month. But the 12th of the month was the second Saturday of the month. It happened very early on in the month, and typically over the course of May you would have a seasonal pickup in many types of employment, including some employment of college students and so forth. And we may capture a little less of that than we would otherwise because of the timing of the survey. With regard to the weather-related payback, this chart shows construction-related payrolls in the Midwest. What you see is that there was a surge in payrolls in January and February, and it stayed strong in March, but came down considerably in April. But even the April level of construction payrolls in the Midwest was well above that prevailed in the fourth quarter of last year. So I think we have a little bit more payback, and that this is indicative of that payback, and we'll probably see it in industries away from construction as well. Maybe we'll see a little bit weaker leisure and hospitality and some of the other industries that have some weather sensitivity to them. This chart shows the behavior of our projected behavior of May payrolls compared to the prior three-month average. What you see in this chart is a pattern that's very similar to the three-month average, but you see for a few industries we're below what the prior three-month average would suggest. For example, in manufacturing, payrolls were up 23,000 in May compared to 29,000 over the prior 3 months on average. That difference, I think, is reflective of what we're seeing in a lot of the manufacturing data. Orders and shipments and so forth are all been a little bit softer. Away from manufacturing, we're softer in health and education services. What we see here is that educational services were unusually strong for a few months at the beginning of this year, January, February, and March. And we believe this has to do with the incidence of adjunct-related instructors at private universities and colleges. We expect that now that we're well into the semester that we'll probably see some slowing of that, and we have health and education up 32,000 in contrast to the prior three-month average, which was up 46,000. The other notable industry is leisure and entertainment. We have it up 28,000, down from the prior three-month average of 36,000. And here is an obvious weather story. These employment gains earlier in the year were boosted by the weather, and why there's nothing wrong with the 28,000 gain. It just pales in comparison to the first quarter average. How do forecasters stack up in their projections of May payrolls? Well, over the past 27 years, 17 occurrences, 17 of those years, May employment came in below forecast. On the other 10, it came in above. On the times where it came in much above, those were all 5-week surveys between April and May, and that something inherent in that throws forecasters off, and they missed. This time around, it's a 4-week survey, so we shouldn't have that type of upside surprise. What about the unemployment rate? This has been a topical issue. We have the unemployment rate declining further to 8% from 8.1%. The consensus has it at 8%. We have two reasons for the decline. First, the insured unemployment rate, that's the unemployment rate that's released each week with the weekly unemployment claims, continues to drift lower. Between Early April and early May, it has fallen by 0.054%. If the national rate falls by a similar amount, it will round down to 8% from 8.1%. Typically, the insured unemployment rate leads the national unemployment rate. It's a good reflection of those people who have lost jobs. Second reason, the number of people receiving unemployment benefits, whether they're regular benefits or extended benefits, has been on the decline. From April to early May, about 500,000 people ended their stopped receiving benefits, unemployment benefits. About half of these people were people who were receiving extended benefits. Now, this may have been because they exhaust them, but in some states, with the drop in the unemployment rate, the trigger points for the eligibility in those states has reduced the number of weeks they're eligible for, and has ended some people's benefits. With the drop in beneficiaries, what happens to these people? We've talked about this before. Some will find jobs, others will drop out of the labor market, some will declare themselves to be discouraged, others will do other things, tend to children, tend to elderly parents, go to school, so forth and so on. The impact on the May unemployment rate, though, should be that the participation rate falls a little bit further and the unemployment rate drops. Good luck with these numbers.